Hello everybody, welcome back to the Auto Bravado channel. Today I'm here with this 2000. So let's talk Hyundai Genesis. So the Genesis was Hyundai's attempt at making a luxury sedan to rival BMW, Audi, and Mercedes, and they've done just that. So the Hyundai Genesis was first introduced for the 2007 model year and was then switched over in 2016 to the Genesis brand. Happening was they changed the name from the Hyundai Genesis to the Genesis G80, which was the middle of the range between the G70 and then the G80, which is this, and then the flagship, the G90. So, as you know, Genesis has now been spun off into its own brand, and not to get too technical here, but this is specifically called the Hyundai Genesis, which was a model at the time designed to rival all of the luxury car manufacturers. And now I want to move on to the styling of this vehicle, particularly because a lot of the design and styling cues on this vehicle are mainly seen on the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, the BMW 7 Series, and Audi's luxury sedans. And that's really prominent through the use of chrome and really the conservative amount of, curvy lines. I mean, this car is, well, if I could say elegant, and it's handsome. They've really used chrome kind of excessively on some parts, like the front side of the grille, the lower splitter, as well as the Mac Daddy, the front grille. And actually, considering the size of this car, the dimensions, and what this car is targeted towards, I think it really suits this car quite well. Before we move on to the inside of the Genesis, I have to point out the names of a lot of these luxury sedans. Mercedes has the S-Class, that's a prominent name, and BMW, the 7 Series, really sticking out there. Then we get to the Genesis. This is the Genesis 5.0 R-Spec. This is the serious luxury sedan for the businessman who wants to sit at about 120 miles an hour on their way to work because they're late for a business meeting. I just want to get up a little closer here. Here's the Genesis 5.0 badge, but if you see down here on the R-Spec, that's the special model. The R is painted in red. This is such a cool little touch. Alright, so before we get into the interior of the Hyundai Genesis, I just have to point out the key, which is, well, a seemingly normal key with your lock-unlock buttons and a trunk popper, as well as the panic button. So this car has keyless entry, so we're just going to go ahead and put the key in the pocket. We're going to go ahead and click on the door here. It's now unlocked. Now we're going to hop inside the interior of the Genesis R-Spec. Now we're in the interior of the Genesis, and I just have to point out that upon entering the car, you go ahead and unlock with the key, and it shows a cool little graphic on here as soon as you open the door. Take a listen. So now that we're in here, I just have to point out, yes, this is obviously a big car, but you definitely feel the prominence when you're sitting inside here. I mean, everything, you have big labeled buttons, leather, perforated leather all over the side, variable bits of aluminum trim all along the dashboard and along the doors. I mean, this really is a premium interior. I mean, this car is almost, 10 years old, so it's really surprising. This was the very start of Hyundai trying to create a luxury brand, and I don't fault them for using some cheap plastics on the side here, or I mean just various bits in here. This was Hyundai testing the market, seeing what people liked. I mean, you can find these door handles obviously painted in a different color in a Hyundai Sonata of the same generation, so I'm not exactly too disappointed that they've used various parts from other cars, because if something like this breaks, I'd rather pay money to fix this than a Mercedes or a BMW. Now that I'm sitting here, I mean, you're really greeted with tons of buttons, switches, everything's configurable. I mean, this interior, I mean, it looks relatively simple, but it is quite comfortable and relaxing. Hyundai was really shooting for the demographic of, the older generation, people that have retired or almost retiring, and they want a nice car to drive from church or to the grocery store on a Sunday morning. Everything from, just getting inside this vehicle, getting comfortable, I just have to point out this is really cool. You have an electrically adjusting, telescoping steering wheel. This is really nice for if you don't want to pull on a lever, you can just do it at the touch of a button. Now that I have the car in accessory mode, you can see that the Hyundai Genesis logo is appearing on here. This is really cool. This was really one of Hyundai's very first infotainment systems in any of their cars, and you know, even though it's not a touchscreen, it actually works relatively well. Actually able to adjust it with a dial and touchpads down here. Just click home, menu, phone, and scroll with this dial. So it's really nice that they've sort of integrated this into their infotainment systems. I mean, some people might not like that a car at this price point might not have a touchscreen, but the thing is, this dial and all the buttons surrounding it are so functional, and it works very well. It's very practical, and it works. Again, I just want to talk about the various bits of black plastic and aluminum trim they've used around this vehicle. They've used it very sparsely, and they've used it very carefully, not to overemphasize the luxury or the chrome or anything like that. They've done it tastefully, and it's worked. All right, so now I want to move on to the center console. There's two areas, one up top and one down below in the little area down here. But first, we're going to go ahead and show you the top. We're going to click this little button here. It's going to open, and now we can show you that it's all lined and felt, and it's really nice. So you can put all your belongings in here, pens, everything, and so on. But now I want to show you down here a little closer. There's this little area that says open. You have your place to stick your fingernail in. You can slowly open it, and now there's a little hole for you to stick small items. That way you don't have to open the second larger compartment. Very smart from Hyundai. I just want to move down here to the bottom, or the center console area. So we have this little area where you can push back this little thing where you have your cigarette lighter adapter and a place to get rid of your cigarette buds. And when we're ready to close it, all we do is we click it and it slowly slides back. I mean, the fact that they've integrated this and this all in here, they've really tried to make it seamless and not too busy. I mean, here we are. We go ahead and show you the cup holder. We click on this, it slowly rises up where you're greeted with two places to put drinks. Very simple. It works. That's Korean engineering right there. Here's something I have to show you. It's a commemorative coin. So the third owner, which is now the current owner, was given this coin by the second owner, which was then given by the first owner, who was the vice president for a Hyundai dealership at the time. This was his car, and he got this commemorative coin, which is really cool. Apparently only vice presidents receive this coin. And as you can see on the top here, it says authentic and relevant luxury, genesis.com, with a little Genesis crest emblazoned in the middle of the coin. This is super cool. So now we're in the passenger seat of the Genesis by Hyundai, and I just have to say this is probably one of the nicest, most comfortable seats you'll ever find in a Hyundai, of all things. And I have to say it's really comfortable over here. I have a seat in, you know, a moderately opposed position, and I have to say it's absolutely really comfortable over here. The armrest on the center console is at a perfect height, as well as the door armrest. They've really thought about the ergonomics and the comfort of the passengers. Now I actually want to move up here to the top with all these controls here. You can obviously click this and it turns on the door lights, or you can turn these on individually. But let's say you want to light up the entire cabin. Well, you should just press both of the buttons. Well, no, you don't have to do that. All you do is you come here below it, you click the room button, which illuminates both lights on the driver's side and the passenger side. This is really cool thinking on Hyundai's part. So I've just gone into the glove box and I've pulled out the Hyundai Genesis owner's manual, which is wrapped in a beautiful leather black pouch and with the Hyundai logo emblazoned into the leather. This is so cool. Right, so now we've taken everything out of the little pouch, and here we are now presented with 9 different booklets. This just shows you how much technology and features that are in this vehicle. I mean, there's 9 different things, from service logs, how to use it. I mean, even the owner's manual is absolutely huge. Something else that's absolutely amazing, this owner's manual isn't just split up into normal pages, it's split up into chapters. There's 7 chapters with over 50 pages, 50 to 100 pages per chapter. So that's about 600 to 700 pages in this owner's manual alone. Truly amazing. So now we're in the back seats of the Hyundai Genesis. This is the place that you definitely want to be spending your time. Forget driving the car. It's all about the experience, which is absolutely amazing in this rear seat. This is such a comfortable bench with perforated leather. I mean, it's truly, truly comfortable. And something that's really, really nice, even though this vehicle has a ton of room, Hyundai has installed little cutouts for your knees. That way you have even more room in the rear seats. I don't think it was necessary, but Hyundai thought so. And it's just really cool to see this back here. You obviously have air vents back here as well, but they're really nice because they're gloss black with an aluminum trim surrounding the perimeter. This is just cool. Luxury at its finest. You have 2 speakers in either door back here, as well as these little pockets down here that are leather and stitched, and they're very nice. And here is the Mac Daddy of all things. So we're going to go ahead and pull down this little center console here, and it is proper, it is huge, it is leather, and it is quite supportive and comfortable, where we're then greeted with 2 3-stage heated seat buttons for either passenger. This is really nice. The fact that they had this all the way back in 2013. Other than that, everything is relatively normal with this. You have foldable cup holders with a little cutout that way you can stick your fan in here, fold it up. Very nice. We're back here. I just have to show you. This is an extra thought of luxury. Back here, you have a little sunshade that winds up with a touch of a button. This is so cool, and it adds to that little extra touch of luxury. Something else that I just have to show you. So the car's locked right now. We're going to go ahead and unlock it. Double click, and the mirrors fold out. And it's all connected to an 8-speed single clutch automatic transmission. I mean, this is a very reliable transmission. I mean, the fact that Hyundai was able to create this car, market it out to people, and somehow successfully sell it to the general public in such large numbers, you know, it really shows you how amazing Hyundai is at, you know, starting from nothing. I mean, they don't have a pedigree like BMW or, you know, the full luxury, you know, full thing like Mercedes. I mean, they've started from the ground up. And I think now people are realizing with the new iterations, the G70, the G80, and the G90, you know, these cars really are amazing. We can just sit back and relax. I can adjust my seat, you know, a couple thousand ways. I can have as many radio stations as I want. I can have my seats ventilated or heated. I can adjust my mirrors oh so much. It's really amazing. People love luxury cars because you can do anything, you can have anything. That's the appeal. I'm gonna put it in the manual mode. We're gonna go ahead and downshift it here. Take a listen. What's really amazing, you know, I don't normally like to talk about the performance specs and everything like that, but at the end of the day, you know, you can really forget that this is a 430 horsepower V8. It's really astonishing. It truly is. I mean, just listen to this. I'm sitting here at a stoplight with a Toyota Sienna, and you really just know, oh yes, I'm better than you. I'm in my Hyundai Genesis. I have gobs of power. I have loads of leather in my interior, and I will pass you. We're just sitting here at the stoplight, and you can hear a little bit of the exhaust note, and we're just sitting here idling, but this is a proper car. The road prominence is there. The technology is here. The leather, the craftsmanship. I mean, this is where Hyundai absolutely excelled. I believe, and it's for this sole reason that Hyundai was so successful, was this car right here. All right, so we're gonna get it over into the manual mode. We're gonna get a little bit going here. I'm gonna do it in 3rd gear. Here we go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That is so much power, especially low down. I mean, just take a listen. As the manual mode goes, it is slightly disappointing, but it doesn't give you full control, and I mean that's probably for good reason. I mean, you could spin this out, you know, quickly. We're gonna do one more pull in a second here. I mean, just take a listen. I'm gonna give you a little rev here. Listen to that. That's unbelievable. It really is. here. Here we go. God. Jesus. Oh, that is proper fast. Oh my gosh. And just listen. That is unbelievable. The torque is insane. Gosh. That's unbelievable. I'm gonna do one more here. This is proper quick. I mean, it's not a car about handling or sportiness, even though it is the, you know, the top of the line R-Spec. But I mean, this is the whole appeal. I'm in my luxury sedan. I have gobs of power, and I can do anything. All right, so now I'm in the rear seats of the Hyundai Genesis, and this is really the place you want to be spending your time. I mean, you have leather back here on the armrest with a nice gloss black trim. I mean, it's really, really nice. I have my pocket for storage. I have my little air vents here on the side. I mean, everything is for the passenger, and that's what I love about this vehicle. I mean, there's stitching down here on the bottom of the seat. Nobody's gonna notice this. I mean, this is true attention to detail. And remember, this car is made by the Koreans. This is unbelievable. I'm all sitting back here, relaxing, truly nice. I mean, I know this car specifically has the muffler delete on it as well, but I mean, you can really, really enjoy this vehicle. Now that I'm in the back seat, and I also have to show you, and this is a recurring theme in a lot of these high-end luxury cars, it's a little ski pass-through that we can stick small items in the trunk that we don't have to get out of the car to place things through the original opening. You know, this car really is amazing on a whole nother level. You don't have to spend, you know, $100,000 buying a 7 Series or an S-Class. You have this for, I mean, when this car was new, it was around $60,000, but, you know, it's really, truly amazing. This car is a luxury bargain. Oh, man, this car really is amazing. You know, forget about the brand name of the S-Class and the BMW. If you want true luxury, for, you know, a bargain, this is the car for you. I mean, this car really has all of the luxury and the amenities that you want, because for the price, it is quite possibly an amazing bargain. Forget about the S-Class, forget about the BMW, forget about the Audi, forget about the brand name. You don't have to worry about any of that with this car, because it's going to be reliable. And at the end of the day, after you forget all of that, you have truly an amazing car. The Hyundai Genesis is the beginning of a new area of luxury sedans. This car is absolutely amazing. An excellent motor, an excellent interior, exterior as well. Anyways, guys, I had so much fun getting to drive this car, check it inside and out. It was truly amazing. Anyways, guys, I hope to see you guys all again back here very soon in the next video. See ya.